Hello and welcome back to my channel for Everyday Light. I hope you're having a wonderful week. And are you locked out of your Facebook account? Well, in this video I'll talk about my experiences with that and some things I did that perhaps can help you. And let's hop right in. So I created my Facebook account back around 2016 and things were going great up until 2020. When about the time the COVID lockdowns were happening. So I decided to post some of our church services because I know a lot of people they weren't meeting publicly at that time. So I did a couple posts with our church services. And then all of a sudden, I'd say like maybe it was a few days or a week or two later, I go to sign on to my Facebook page and I get this prompt basically saying, well, we need to verify your identity or something. So basically it started sending me through these loops where it would say, we're gonna basically send you a multi-factor authentication code through email. So I'd be like, okay, send it. And then nothing would show up in my email. I check spam, I check the inbox, and nothing would show up. And then it'd basically say, well, we can't verify who you are. So, I'd try another day and I might get a different one. It might say, well, open the authenticator app and do it through there. So I'd look at the authenticator app that I had set up for Facebook and I'd type in the code and it would either say that's not the right code, or it would I would enter it and it would go to some blank screen and it'd just say, like, there wouldn't be any way to move forward. So then I was just like, all right, what is going on here? I think another time I got, those were the basic ones, the multi-factor authentication prompts. Because I had MFA set up, because that way if someone knows your password through some data breach or something, they can't sign in. They still need that secondary authentication method, right? So that's kind of what happened. And this went on for days, weeks of me just, hey, can I get that multi-factor authentication code, and basically it either not showing up or not working. So I think eventually I got to a point where it was like, okay, we can't verify who you are, you need to upload a government ID. And it was like a driver's license, passport, or some sort of official document, etc. And at that point I was like, this is am I the only one who thinks this is like a little creepy or strange? Like, this is like a social media company asking for like a passport. That's kind of odd. Like, I can see if you're at like your doctor, or you're applying for an apartment or something like that, and they want to see your driver's license, or you're applying for a job. But this is Facebook, right? So I was just like, okay, whatever. So I uploaded my driver's license, and then basically that didn't work either. I think I didn't hear anything back, or I did hear something back and they basically said we couldn't verify who you were based on this ID. And I was just like, oh. So I think that was in the summer. That was either in the spring or summer of 2020. And I didn't end up getting back into my account until the next winter. So basically after like none of those MFA prompts were working, none of that was working. I think at one point I even got a change password button, but when I clicked the change password, it prompted me to enter in my password. I'd enter in my password and then it'd basically say, you can't access your account right now. So it was odd that it kept giving different options each time, but no matter which option you went through, it basically led to a dead end. So I basically gave up on that, and I had to create a new account. And I think the frustrating thing about it was, the reason I wanted in so bad was because I was like, well, it has like employer information, education, like school. It's like, if I'm applying for a different job or something, or whatever, I don't know if I was at the time, but it's like, I don't want an employer looking at that and thinking that I worked there. You know, so I was like, well, now I have to remove all that, and I can't get into the account. So yeah, so it was just a difficult time. So essentially, I just created a new account since I couldn't get into that one. And believe me, I tried multiple different things, multiple different ways. I tried it on different days. I tried laptops, computers, different browsers, in private mode, turning off the VPN, you know, turning on the VPN, all these different combinations of things to no avail. So essentially I created a new account, and it didn't have the 500 friends that I had on the old account, which may have been a good thing, because, you know, as you go on, you accumulate all your old high school friends, your friends from work, random people you meet at the gym or whoever, and you know, church friends. And so you build up all these friends. So I think at that time I had around 500 from my old account, which I had a lot of influence, which was cool. So if I gave like an encouraging Bible verse for the week or something, like, that was neat, how you can have like reach and impact. But I also saw a lot of irrelevant posts, so trade-offs with that. And yeah, so I created the new account and I was using that, and then I gave up on the old account for a while, probably 6 months, and then around 7 months later I just randomly was like, okay, I'm gonna try to get into this thing again. And, you know, I started going through it again, kind of running the same roadblocks, but getting different things each time. Finally, one night, by some miracle, I did the right combination of things. You know, whether it was the change password or approve the MFA, well, this time it just randomly worked. So I don't know what that was about, but I was so happy the night I got in, and I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. But like, as soon as I got in, like, I removed all my employer education, all that stuff, because I was like, if I ever lose access to this again, like, you know, that stuff could change, or like where I live or wherever. So I changed all that, and then finally I was like, you know what, this new account, I had like 60 close friends or some number like that. I was like, I'm just gonna delete the old account because I don't want to ever have to deal with that again. And, you know, most of these people I don't really even talk to. So I just deleted the old account, had the new one up. And so, yeah, it was finally great to get it. So then the new one worked well. I used it mainly for Marketplace, and I think that's one of the coolest features. You know, selling odds and ends here and there every now and then. I had pretty good reviews, but then after a while, I just didn't really want to see posts and stuff, and I was just like, yeah, I don't really need this. So I deleted that account. I did the permanent deletion, And then probably about 6 months later, I was like, can I reactivate that? And of course I couldn't. And of course I couldn't recreate a new account with that same email or the email from the old account. So then I had to use yet a different email to create a new account because I just wanted to use it for Marketplace. And so I used it for Marketplace. I posted one item. I think my account was active for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I had I built a computer. I ended up selling it to my dad, but I had it posted on there for, I don't know, like a week or something. And then one day I go to check the Marketplace, and it said basically like you got booted from Marketplace because your account doesn't meet the either the eligibility requirements or of age or whatever, or different things. And I hadn't made like any posts, so it wasn't like I was making these wild crazy posts. I hadn't posted anything on that account. It was just up. I think I had one friend, and the only thing I had posted was the computer that I had built in Marketplace. So, and somehow I got banned from Marketplace. I was like, well, that defeats the whole purpose of the account. Other than, I guess it's good for being aware of like local events in the community. But I was just like, I was only using it for Marketplace, so I deleted that account, and that's how my life has been ever since. So I think I've been happier being off Facebook. I don't check that all the time, and I found other things to do and people to talk to, so maybe it was a good thing. So if the same thing's happening to you, maybe it's an opportunity for you to find out other things that you can do with that time that you spend on Facebook, just looking at things like that. So someone had written a funny article about Facebook, and maybe I'll put that on the screen here or share it in the description, but it's kind of about Facebook. The other thing I was kind of surprised was that Facebook doesn't even have a help desk. Like even Yahoo has a help desk. So like one time I was having account issues with Yahoo, and I just called them, and they were really helpful. So I don't know why Facebook doesn't have a help desk. I think that'd really help a lot of people, because a lot of, like, if you go online and like go to the Facebook help articles, a lot of it's just very generic, and it's like, yeah, I already tried that. And then you know, there's a lot of other forums where people were having very similar issues as I was having, and it was just kind of like, well, what can you do about it? And yeah, not much. So anyways, maybe one day they'll get a help desk, and yeah, we'll see. But anyways, so if you're locked out of your account, I guess be encouraged. Maybe there's a chance that you'll get into it one day. Sometimes it just takes multiple attempts. Sometimes you just have to wait. And what you decide to do after that obviously is up to you. But that's kind of what I did. That was my journey. And now I've kind of moved on from that. But I hope this video has been help and encouragement to you, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.